Let's check in now with the New Orleans Pelicans, what's been happening in New Orleans with a quick fantasy check, and Anthony Davis is doing what he needs to do, while Drew Holiday just really solidifying himself as a top 25 player. He's averaging 21, 5, and 8 with 1.5 steals and shooting a super efficient 48% over the last 2 weeks. He's moved back off ball now with Tim Frazier in as the starting point guard and will remain in that position until Elfrid Payton returns, in which case he will still remain off the ball. He is still generating assists, 8 assists per game over his last 8. The efficiency is fine. The one worry we have with Holiday is why are his free throws so low? So that's something that is a little bit of a concern. It's not horrendous. It's not Russell Westbrook area, but it is a definite negative, and it's something to bear in mind. The guy we do need to talk about with the Pelicans is Timmy Frazier, who has assumed that starting point guard role now and will hold that role, I imagine, until Elfrid Payton returns. He's not going to be a 35-minute-a-game guy every night. Some nights he'll play 28, some nights he'll play 36. And he's not going to do really anything else apart from be an assists streamer. He's averaged 8 assists per game over the last 4 games with only 7 points, 4 rebounds, and half a steal. And he's shooting well, 53%, but that's not something I think we should be 100% relying on. I really like his assist value, but that's really all he's providing. He's not a must-add player if you don't need assists. Like if you're well behind in that category or you're miles ahead and no one's going to beat you, then he's just providing superfluous value. Now, maybe you could add him and look to trade on from him, but that's what he's doing. Eats one more. Dealing with a leg injury, his numbers have dropped. He's barely a top 150 player over the last 2 weeks because he is not shooting at 58% anymore, which is really buoying his numbers up. So that's dropped off from each one. So I think he can be a 10-team drop and a 12-team league drop. Julius Randle and Nick Mirotic providing pretty solid numbers. Mirotic is the 24th ranked player over the last 2 weeks and Randle the 57th. And not much else to really talk about on this team. We saw a few flashes from Frank Jackson, but that's dropped off, still shooting poorly. And I still do believe in Cheick Diallo, but he's just not going to get an opportunity on this team, save for 1 or probably 2 injuries. But he is always a name for me to pay attention to in dynasty-type formats. He is a restricted free agent at the end of this season, so perhaps he could get a larger offer from another team. And if you ever pushed into a 22 to 24 minute a night role, he'd be someone to watch. But for now, not a lot happening with old Cheick Diallo.